look to take this one.
Starting on board now with Deadzone and OpTic Gaming, looking to keep Faze away from the active camouflage. No one is the team that spawns over toward the seaside that gets first access towards it, but Faze being ultra aggressive, throwing a bit of a curveball here. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure what happened active camouflage, but I do know it's quite a fight to take over the first 2 bases.
Quite a fight is right. OpTic Gaming get the first few slays on the map. It's gonna be 3 dead for Faze, but the last player alive in World 2 somehow survives to make another play happen here. When he try and defend C, but him staying alive in this scenario is so big because 2 down for OpTic means Faze can push up and potentially get A.
First points on the board end up going to OpTic Gaming, but it looks like Faze are attacking both Alpha and Charlie at the same time. And in fact, why go for 2 when 3 is clearly more? A triple cap now for Faze out of nowhere. OpTic 3 down once again.
Yeah, OpTic unfortunately spawn on the long haul side. Faze forces the spawn, so they're able to have this triple cap for a little bit of time, but it's Renegade, the player that was my MVP for the last HCS Open, that these players found themselves up against each other. He will go down, but again, it's A taken based off the pressure of that shock rifle in Renegade's hands.
Here in the early game, it's been quite a brawl between both Faze and OpTic right now, trying to get any bit of scrappy time. But the moment one of these 2 teams are able to hold on to that double cap, get around the slaves, we could see an actual lockdown, a setup. As of right now, Faze have 2 bases. They're also the ones that end up going 3 down. OpTic gonna fight for those bases right back. Charlie and Bravo in the hands of OpTic Gaming, and that nade, been delayed, but eventually goes off. Faze 3 down once again. OpTic looking to punish them.
Yeah, OpTic are going to punish them. They go for the triple cap here. A reach out by Snakebite unconventionally. That was a huge kill by him. Pushes a position where, honestly, you don't expect him to reach out of that situation. It's going to allow Faze to get the camo. Snakebite's going to get the kill and get C, and they're pushing for B as well, but C gets reset. Snakebite ends up going down to Lucid.
A 6-foot-tall Canadian able to grab a hold of that active camouflage, putting it to work immediately, and a 9-4 stat line out of World 2 at the moment. Avoiding nades left and right on his way over towards Bravo. Better be careful though. Formal is on the hunt, but Formal no longer the hunter, instead the hunted. 3 down go OpTic Gaming as Faze look to get in the driver's seat.
Yeah, the general rule is to not try and take engagements with camo when, you know, that enemy player is full shields, but that rule does not apply to World 2. This player does not miss a shot. One of the most accurate players in the league. A perfect flank by him. They take him out, but a triple cap locked in, and these couple of players from OpTic are going to be staggered on the spawns. Faze, that triple cap is theirs, and they're getting 2 points every second here.
92-67 lead in favor of Faze, and as OpTic Gaming were so close to taking over Charlie, it looks like the reset comes in, and so does the teamwork out of Faze. Well played as they look to hold OpTic back, and now the slaves continue to go in their favor. Every angle that OpTic look to take, somehow there's a Faze member raining down shots, chipping away at the shields and the defenses, as once again OpTic end up going 3 down, giving up their lives to take away Bravo. Finally, Charlie goes their way, but they continue to die staggeringly. 125-67 lead.
Now the staggered deaths out of OpTic, it's what's costing them right now. Finally to get 3 dead out of Faze, but it's Frosty with a killing spree, and the shock rifle still doing massive amounts of damage. Lucid does a great job to stay alive in that scenario, but Frosty is a threat here on the elevator side of the map. He'll get the spawn for his teammates, and you see they overextend to try and get C.
And OpTic having to give up lives once again in order to take a double cap, and the moment they do, Faze just out-rotate him, adapt immediately, and now an unorthodox Alpha and Charlie setup here for Faze, but somehow it's still going to work. As long as Faze are putting points on the board, they're going to feel comfortable. If OpTic want to get themselves out of this hole, they're going to have to slay their way out.
Yeah, that AC setup is a little bit difficult to hold because you gotta, you know, be prepared for the pushes that come through the pipes and of course the long haul side, but Renegade does a great job of taking that flank route like he always does. He's gonna get the kill on day to solidify that, and you see, once again, he's going to push onto the C side and do a great job of making sure to reset that as well. Faze still getting points on the board.
holding on to both A and C for dear life, quickly approaching that 200-point mark. OpTic Gaming need to, I'm sure they must be feeling the pressure right now, but they need to react to just that. And now Renegade with the flank right behind enemy lines, gets the melee on his former teammate, but can't quite find the kill. That's big for Deadzone and OpTic Gaming, as 4 down for Faze, 4 up for OpTic. This is their opportunity.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't believe that shock rifle stays on the map. I believe it despawns even with Deadzone directly on top of it. So shock rifle not going to be in play, and that's massive, right? Because Deadzone got a huge kill there on the Renegade, a pivotal kill with him having the shock, and he's not able to use it to do any damage. But does he need it is the question. 3 go down for Faze Clan.
179 to 65 lead. OpTic Gaming once again taking Charlie and Bravo. Faze going to adapt and go after Alpha, but it takes 2 to tango. As of right now, Faze want to break out all 4 players away from the A side of the map and over towards Whirlpool. And because of that, Lucid gets an off angle and takes down multiple members of Faze. 4 down go Faze, and OpTic immediately hop on Alpha. That's the objective efficiency, and now camouflage in the hands of Drippy as well.
This is huge for OpTic Gaming. A triple cap is locked in, and Trippy grabbing this camo. If he can utilize this to potentially pressure the side of Faze on the C side, this could be another triple cap for OpTic Gaming. They get the immediate dead on Frosty, but Trippy playing for his life here, down to no shields. They take the camo player out. That's a massive kill by Faze.
And Formal taking down World 2 to hold on to both Charlie and Bravo. An excellent fight back coming out of OpTic. They were in a deficit. They were in a non-advantageous position, but somehow found a way to weather the storm just a bit and bring it back to a respectable scoreline. As I say that though, Faze do grab a hold of Alpha and Bravo, and this is a setup. This is where Faze slowed the game down, and OpTic are really gonna have to earn these kills.
Yeah, they slowed the game down because they have the crosses onto that elevator side. They have to be wary, though, of that glass push. That glass push can completely break this setup that Faze is locked in. They let Lucid inside of the Whirlpool side, and because of that, he breaks through the defenses. They get 2 down. OpTic Gaming looking to strike.
Double push out of OpTic Gaming ends up putting Faze 2 down, make it 3 after Lucid with a shock, and with that, Lucid hops right on Alpha, and that should be another triple cap going in favor of OpTic Gaming. But as I say that, back-to-back kills now favoring Faze. As Lucid goes to the shadows to try to hide, you still have to deal with 2 members of Faze that are going to drive you out. Charlie changes hands. Faze are already on Alpha, and looks like World 2 is trying to make it 3. No, he's trying to go for the kills.
Yeah, OpTic Gaming stretched the resources a bit too thin, and Faze find the hole, and they're able to get it and make sure to break that setup that OpTic Gaming worked so hard to put in. They finally get A locked in, and that's a 2 cap and a bit of points though, but it's OpTic Gaming consistently on that pressure off a spawn. We saw it in previous series. They continue it here versus one of the best teams in the world.
17 kills out of the Demon, out of Renegade, whatever you want to call him, the main Slayer right now, doing his work for Faze. 3 down go Faze Clan though, so now Renegade gonna have to do it all by himself, at least buy some time for his teammates to come off a spawn, and Formal goes in for the challenge, gets put down. Renegade using the high ground right back to it. Denial grenades come in, and where the heck did Trippy come from?
That's important by OpTic Gaming to find Renegade and stop him in his track snakebite with a great trade right there. But stopping Renegade on any sort of tear that he's on, especially in a power point like Tower, is going to be vital for this OpTic Gaming roster if they want to take this game number 1.
212 points and counting, just 182 for OpTic Gaming as the game slows down once again. Alpha and Bravo in the hands of Faze, watching each other's cross. OpTic not able to cross, not able to find a single kill within that engagement. Trippy does end up taking down Snakebite eventually, but it was still a 3 down for OpTic Gaming. That's until OpTic getting a God spawn over toward the back gold side might be exactly what the doctor ordered. Faze having complete control, but OpTic right off a spawn make their presence known. Looks like Renegade was able to get that shock out of the hands of Formal, and Renegade with the triple. He didn't choose violence, violence chose him.
Yeah, I mean, it's OpTic Gaming, like you said, get the God spawn because World 2's positioning wasn't close enough to pipes, but Faze don't make that any count at all. They stop this push, they get the triple cap locked in, B will be taken, but the points will still continue to count forward.
Just 3 more seconds needed, And as OpTic are going after Bravo, looks like FaZe are gonna simply out-rotate them, play for B, and end up taking that win. Well played in game number 1 of our grand finals. FaZe picking up where they left off.
I mean, that was absolutely beautiful by FaZe. It really could have gotten out of hand if OpTic Gaming were to take that pipe spawn because of Royal 2's positioning, right? He was on the glass side. That opens up the pipe spawn. Every other spawn is blocked. There is no other place for OpTic to spawn, so they spawned there. They could have used that spawn to completely turn this game on its head, but FaZe, they stay disciplined. They just stay on track. They make sure to get the caps that are necessary, and they win game number 1. Let's talk about it, right, Tony? OpTic Gaming are coming from the lower bracket. They need to win 2 best of 5s in order to win this tournament. And right now, FaZe, they're looking pretty strong. It's going to be tough.
One thing I noticed with those stat sheets, that the damage quite equal there. And then lots of times when the damage and the slays are fairly close against 2 juggernauts, FaZe sometimes maybe not the most objective efficient team, especially when it comes to some other objectives such as the oddballs, the capture the flags, and even strongholds. I think FaZe stepping up their objective efficiency might have made them an even more dangerous team that we saw in Season 2. And FaZe getting better off of that amazing Season 2, that's quite scary.
I mean, yeah, when you're the #1 team in the world, everyone is aiming for your head. Everyone's looking to take you off of that throne. OpTic Gaming for sure, but FaZe, like you said, they've got 3 massive slayers on the team. That objective efficiency reaches that high level as well. We've got a dangerous, dangerous roster in HCS Season 3.
Looks like Formal of OpTic Gaming wants to prioritize grabbing hold of Shock, trusting his teammates to man the active camo. Off the screen, I did see Deadzone get the kill when Formal doubles back for the camouflage, not able to pop it, not able to burn it either, so now Camo's probably sitting over towards the mid-map, being fought over by both FaZe and OpTic at the same time, and looks like Trippy might have been able to sneak away. Going down to 1 shot, FaZe trying to sniff him, trying to spot him out, but somehow Trippy finds a way over towards the mid side, right into the shock of FaZe. And you had all 4 players hunting Trippy with that camo, and eventually FaZe not only take him out, but also take the lead.
Yeah, FaZe do a beautiful job there of making sure to have angles on the camo when it's on the platform. They do an even better job of making sure to keep track of that camo player. They take out the camo player in Trippy, and because of that, they take the lead. It's 8-5.
We down once again, go OpTic Gaming. Frosty now gonna push this Shock over toward the nest side, but I'm pretty sure I saw somebody drop over toward S1. There he is. Frosty able to find OpTic Trippy. But back-to-back kills for OpTic Gaming, leaving Frosty by himself, limiting the options. Shock gonna body shot Trippy, sends him back, but somehow not able to find the kill. OpTic Gaming get the Shock out of the hands of Frosty, and now get themselves some nest side control as well.
Yeah, Frosty tried his best to stay alive in that situation. He utilized the repulse. He was kind of all alone. There was no one in position to help him on the side of FaZe. But Trippy getting this shock rifle out of his hands, you're right. It's a vital thing to have, especially taking it out of FaZe's hands and utilizing it to potentially get this next camo coming up in 3 seconds.
I saw 3 members of OpTic Gaming now, 1 down. Make it 2. Frosty and FaZe so quick to pounce towards the yard side. Now because of that snake bite, he takes height. Frosty's now chasing down Deadzone, gets himself a back smack, and that was momentarily all 4 members of OpTic Gaming that ended up on the black screen. And now things are starting to funnel from there. They're trying to find a way out of Cafe, but Renegade with this camouflage and the rest of FaZe just too fast. They are in your face the moment that you spawn, and that must feel uncomfortable for OpTic Gaming.
OpTic Gaming are slowing down the pace of the game, Tony. They want to make sure Renegade's not able to pop off with this camo. Of course, FaZe get the 10-minute camo. It's going to be OpTic Gaming who get the 12-minute one, so we're tied in camo, and that's exactly what we'd expect out of the 2 best teams in the world.
7 kill advantage, make it 8. FaZe, as once again they continue to find a way to find the staggered players of OpTic Gaming, isolate them, and kill them one by one. In the team battles, FaZe are looking competent. In the individual fights, they're looking even better. Now Renegade with the most dangerous weapon on the map, the Shock, shredding the shields of Lucid, limiting the options of OpTic. They are all stuck over towards Cafe, and something tells me they don't want any coffee.
We saw in the last HCS Open what Renegade was able to do with this shock rifle, bringing back a Strongholds game on live fire, 200-35, but they know what to do here. OpTic Gaming adapting, making sure to shut Renegade down very quickly. Still, though, they trail by 4.
OpTic has somehow found a way to keep things close, although map control has been really in favor of Faze literally all game long. Now, back to just 1 kill advantage for OpTic Gaming, making sure they fight tooth and nail, emptying the tank so that they can maybe, just maybe, take the lead. It's tied up at 23 apiece, and Deadzone serving up pancakes this late in the evening.
Hey, no one hates breakfast for dinner in Deadzone. We talked about him. We talked about it, obviously being that newest member of OpTic. How is he going to fit this roster? Last week, didn't look too strong. This week, he's put in the work. They put in the scrims, and he's looking very solid with this OpTic Gaming roster. They now take the lead by 1. OpTic Gaming with their first lead of the game.
Killing spree out of Deadzone. New life being shown out of OpTic Gaming. They refuse to go down easily. They're going to fight at every given corner, every given turn that Faze attack OpTic at. 3 members of OpTic Gaming over towards Cafe. I see a split spawner, split player, Deadzone, so a 3-1 split out of OpTic Gaming. Frosty immediately wants to take height, immediately wants to engage. He has a teammate with them, but things are going to slow down. OpTic doing a great job of holding the Faze players out of this flower side.
Everything slows down. 7 minutes left. As OpTic Gaming get their first lead of the game, it is Faze now looking for the control of the pacing. They're looking for someone to make a move here. Anyone to step out of position. That first kill activates the entire 2 teams and opens up, cuts open the map. Renegade trying to make the double jump happen. Unfortunately, not going to be able to do so, and that slide's going to make a lot of noise, Tony. Deadzone in a 1v1 versus Renegade, and Renegade comes out on top.
Big kill by Renegade. It's the first domino to fall, because looks like Lucid ends up going down as well. Hopefully Trippy and Formal can make it out of that uncomfortable blue side as Deadzone and Lucid spawn up. OpTic have done a great job of just being defensive, holding Faze back at times, and now that all 4 players are up, now OpTic look to strike. This is where OpTic are at their most dangerous at the moment here. Frosty with the nade, sends it back with the repulse, but Lucid will not be denied the former MVP. There's a bit of MVP on MVP crime there. I don't know if that's allowed here.
Trippy and Formal played that so well. The last 2 players alive, they stamp their feet into their position. They don't move. They wait for the spawns on the yard, and then they attack. That is what's given them this 4-kill lead. Make it 5. Lucid starting to pop off as well now.
The green gun apparently not just used for shredding shields, but also for getting kills. I'm gonna need to work on that myself. Big kills out of Lucid there. 10 to his name, 6 assists as well. And Trippy gets away with the shock, and clearly he knows what to do with it. Headshot onto World 2, even does a bit of damage onto Frosty with it. 2 down go Frosty. This is the OpTic that you wanted to see. They wanted to answer back here in game number 2. Here they are.
The confidence is incredible to see out of this OpTic roster. Like I said, a contrast from what we saw last week. Look what a little bit of practice can do. OpTic Gaming with a 7-kill lead. Faze, their backs up against the wall, and OpTic looking to strike.
Being slowed down once again. Faze's relentless pressure has been stopped by OpTic's ultimate defense. From the Cafe side over toward the A side, OpTic have kept things close and in fact have taken the lead here by 8 here towards the end game. Trippy still with the shock in his hands, and Formal doing a great job of watching his back. Lucid maybe getting a bit too over aggressive, caught out and dealt with, but still a 7-kill advantage, and Trippy is still hitting shots with the shock. Down to 1 shot he goes, and look how he plays perfectly towards his teammate, always making sure that he's near 1 so they can cover each other's back. No man left behind here for OpTic.
Yeah, unfortunately, Renegade was left behind. He was the first one to die. A little bit aggressive, caught out of position. He falls, Frosty falls closely after. And all those trades are going to benefit the side of OpTic Gaming as they continue to mount this lead. Camo coming up in 5 seconds. This is the point of contact for both squads. This kill is so important here. Trippy goes down. Renegade traded out, though. Great job by OpTic to trade out that kill, but Frosty gets the camo.
Faze continue to send 1 player flanking behind the defenses here of OpTic Gaming, and it's been working. They've been finding a kill or 2 here and there. But now Frosty also has found the camouflage. You find yourself down by 5 kills. Maybe, just maybe, this camo is what you needed. That aggression from early game so far has been stopped at every given corner, and Frosty over towards the forward side almost gets the ninja onto Formal on his way to backing down, has him down to 1 shot, but more importantly, Frosty stays alive.
Yeah, very disciplined by him. He has to stay alive in this scenario. Camo is going to be out, but he's got a massive position here on the side of OpTic Gaming. Faze not really in a position to push, so I like his patience to back up here. They finally get the kill onto Deadzone and Formal, and still they allow OpTic to sit inside of blue because they know the spawns are coming through. Faze is pushing in.
Just a 1 kill advantage now. Faze has now bounced back. This was once an 8 kill advantage for OpTic Gaming going towards the end game, but Faze have been able to value their lives and keep things close. And now Faze look to take the lead right back, tied up at 43 apiece. There's the 44th. 3 down go OpTic Gaming. Faze take back map control.
That's huge. OpTic had such a lead here in this game, and like you said, patience is king. They allow the patience to grant them the position on the map. They get the first couple of kills, and now 46 to 44. FaZe Clan lead by 2.
So far, 11 kills and 5 assists out of Frosty, only dying 9 times as he takes height on the map. If OpTic want to get through the defenses, they have to make sure they get Frosty out of this position, but he's also surrounded by multiple members of FaZe. It's not going to be easy. Active camouflage comes up. OpTic do control that A, that long haul side, which is usually where you want to be, but you got to get kills in order to take advantage of that. And Formal's the first one to end up going down for the 15th time here for OpTic Gaming. A Snakebite follows it up by taking down Trippy. He ends up taking down another one. A Snakebite almost ends the game on Zalusa. Don't worry, the longtime duo always covers his duo's back.
Again, it's discipline, right? The fact that Frosty was able to stay alive on the bottom of Snipe there was the key for me. They were all focused on him. They even put themselves out of position to try and kill Frosty, to throw the nades to make sure Frosty went down. He had the shock rifle, one of the most powerful weapons on this map, even in this game. But getting out of position allowed FaZe to strike, and they will put 2 now on the series scoreboard. OpTic need to answer quickly. Deadzone look to be on fire in this game.
And this must be so frustrating if you're on OpTic Gaming, or if you're a fan of OpTic, because you did everything right in that solitude. You were able to weather the storm. All of that pressure that was coming in from FaZe, who were kind of trying to force their way on you every single time, every single possession, every single life. And you somehow were able to slow them down. And then eventually it turns into an 8 kill advantage. And eventually it's like OpTic Gaming, they got the win. But then FaZe, they played a patient game as well. They literally take a page out of your playbook and ultimately use it against you to turn things around to get that win in a 2-0 advantage. FaZe showing why they are your reigning world champions. And FaZe might be able to close it out here, or at least put it out of reach. Live fire, one of my favorite maps. Let's get it going.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are LVT. This is Halo, and we're community funded. Thank you for all the support. No one's paying us to be here. We're here because we love Halo. And I'm sure everyone watching loves Halo as well. Let's get into game number 3 now. FaZe, a 2 series lead, of course. OpTic have a tall mountain to climb here. Not only do they need to have a reverse sweep on this series, they also need to win another series as the grand finals reset. A lot of work for OpTic, but if there's one team that can do it, OpTic is the one.
FaZe do have some early progression on this first hill, but OpTic, they're dominating at the moment and also doing a great job of controlling Camo side. That's until World 2 comes in out of nowhere. Camouflage gets stolen, and now World 2 also has a sniper in his hands, barely having the lead right now in this hill where OpTic Gaming, they desperately need to stop FaZe from pushing out right here.
Yeah, I mean, FaZe right there. You saw the showcase of their teamwork. Yes, they haven't gotten in the hill yet, but they got the first 2 kills in order to get that hill. And you see they pick it apart one by one. OpTic Gaming, though, do a great job of trying to minimize the damage, but it's FaZe once again in control of this hill. Frosty goes down, though. That could be the opening. OpTic looking to push now.
Neck and neck so far in this first hill. OpTic Gaming find their way over toward the back green side. They also find themselves seconds away from maybe, just maybe, stealing it. And Trippy with that double kill opens things wide up and then bounces that nade back with the repulse. The rest of his teammates should be able to hold off Faze just long enough for OpTic to go up 1-0.
Yeah, very clean by OpTic Gaming. They didn't lose anybody there. They ended up getting a few slays. It was 3 dead momentarily for Faze, and not only that, look how cleanly they rotate to the new hill on the tower side. OpTic looking good right now. It's almost like they flipped a switch. This is different than what we've seen in this entire series so far.
From the green side of the map over toward the tower side, OpTic have done a great job of not only taking a hill, but also setting up for the next. And that's because your MVP right there in Lucid doing a fantastic job of getting the triple, then taking down the 4th member and holding off all members of Faze from the spawn, from the setup. Lucid has been on them. 9-3 start right now. Where's the rest of OpTic?
Yeah, this is what we're used to seeing out of Lucid, right? A 9-3 start for him, starting off the game strong. He can will his team on his back for now, and you see that energy starts to develop throughout the rest of the roster. It's OpTic Gaming once again in the hill and in control. They've got the tower side locked. It's Faze now to try and break this setup.
Formal really wants to take over that top tower control. It's going to be so tough for Faze to break through the seaside with Formal up on tower, but the damage comes in. And Trippy's not able to stay alive. Deadzone has made it off a spawn and has made it onto the play, but so have Faze. And Faze now demanding this side of the map. Assault rifle is out. Don't even need it for the back smack. Excellent damage from across the map onto Lucid, onto the net side, and Faze breaking this setup with ease, forcing OpTic out.
Yeah, what's concerning me, though, is how long Faze took to get in that hill. They had 2 dead at one point, no one in position out of OpTic to get any hill time. They didn't step in until they got 3 dead, and I think those seconds are really going to start to bite them in the butt as this series goes on.
Tension starting to build here. Faze wanting to put their first hill on the board, but like you said, OpTic have dominated so much in the early hill time that by the time Frosty gets this double kill and OpTic go 3 down, Faze are still fighting an uphill battle, and OpTic have an opportunity to come off a spawn and break this setup once again.
Yeah, this is good by OpTic, though. You see that, Tony? They wait on the camo side. They wait for the pressure that's coming through the top center. But the pressure doesn't come through at all. Faze get a very early kill onto Formal. That's going to alleviate some of this pressure that's coming in. And Renegade's going to alleviate some more. A beautiful shot there to take out another player. And tower control maintained here by Faze.
3 down go OpTic Gaming. It looks like Faze are going to take back this hill, one that OpTic started off in the lead. Now OpTic have to punt, go in for the next one, and Faze are already putting down pressure. The main slayer in Renegade, showing why he's one of the best to do it.
Yeah, we talked about Lucid, 11-6 to start here, but Renegade, you've got to get this sniper out of his hands. The way he can activate this weapon really becomes scary for the side of OpTic Gaming. Once Renegade gets in his flow state, you got to do something like that. Lucid, a perfect shutdown there, gets control of A. He's got Deadzone as well to help him out. It'll be 2, make that 3 down for Faze Clan.
Big kill by Deadzone to take down Frosty. Frosty was dangerous over toward the sandbag side, and now Raw 2 being left by himself trades out his life and makes the defenses just that much weaker for OpTic. Faze can continue to apply pressure off a spawn, but Deadzone, he knows where Snakebite's coming from. Gets the call out, gets the kill. The green wall is built. They are locking things down as Deadzone takes down another one. 3 down go Faze. This should be time for OpTic, but Faze continue to come in like a horde of zombies.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really good job by OpTic, though. They forced the spawns onto B to try and solidify that camo. Faze did an even better job, though, to make sure that camo player in Lucid goes down. So camo won't be a factor right now. But what will be a factor is the fact that OpTic Gaming are about 65% of the way through on this hill number 2 for them, at least. And Faze have no answer as they're 3 dead once again.
Momentum has completely shifted from midway towards that Solitude game in Slayer. OpTic have been looking very good, and although they weren't able to win that game number 2, they look angry here in game 3, down 0-2 in the series in a must-win scenario here in the grand finals. OpTic up 2-1 in this game. Their hopes still alive.
Since season 1, through many roster changes, for some reason OpTic Gaming have just been so strong on the map of live fire. And even with Deadzone on the roster, nothing's changed. They just look so formidable on this map. Faze looking to stop that, though. You saw in the last HCS Open, like I talked about before, Faze coming back from a 200 to 50 strongholds game. Right now, though, OpTic, they're not allowing any room to breathe for Faze. They've got 2 hills, 2 minutes left, Tony. There's no way they play time this early, right?
I know it didn't pop up on the kill feed, but did War 2 just ninja the crap, the daylights out of Trippy over toward the tower side? And now at this point, he's bullying him because Trippy once again having tower side control, and once again, War 2 clearing him out right there. War 2 clearly having Trippy's number and over, at least over toward the tower side of the map.
Right now, it's Renegade who controls tower, though. OpTic Gaming are in control of the hill, though, which is what matters the most. Because of that, Renegade really just has to put himself out of position to get a kill. He does that, and look at this. He scurries back over to tower, tries to get control back again. Lucid ready for it. Lucid with a double and a killing spree as well. This is another player very scary with this weapon in his hands.
Huge kill coming out of Lucid and OpTic Gaming, and not only does that give you so much time on this hill, but with 1 minute and 38 seconds on the clock, it really puts OpTic in the driver's seat. It really turns the tides, if you will. Finally, they're able to take down Lucid with that sniper, but at this point, they need to get OpTic out of the hill. Finally, Renegade taking down Formal, gets into another engagement. Deadzone gets the best of him, and Roar 2 playing some hill time here, but Lucid off a spawn gets him right back out.
Yeah, Faze are in a tough position. Not only do they need to get control of the tower side of the map, but it's OpTic Gaming who are going to get hill number 3. 1 minute and 32 seconds remaining. They are definitely going to play for time now, does OpTic, and it's Faze now on the aggression. They have to get 2 hills in a matter of 1 minute and 24 seconds. Don't forget, though, when you're in the hill, that clock at the bottom center of your screen does stop, so Faze still have a chance.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it all the time. If you have your opponents in a position where it's a minute per hill, why not play the time? And that's the luxury that OpTic have afforded themselves. However, they still got to outslay one of the best slaying team in the business, and as of right now, OpTic making it look easy. Formal, the FPS GOAT with the triple kill, clearing things out, and it looks like he was about to play the hill time. Now he's not. He doesn't care. He just wants more kills.
Yeah, they've got the spawns locked down here on the nest side of the map. It's Faze who get a kill, but they have to get a few more, and they have to push up, and they have to get control to even think about getting this hill. And that bottom center clock continues to count. Tick tock. It's time, Faze, to act right now.
All 4 members of Faze are up at the moment. Deadzone zoning Faze out over toward the sandbag side, but gets the information that 2 members of Faze are infiltrating from the A side, immediately diverts his attention and tries to get at least 1, if not both of those kills, but it doesn't happen. Deadzone ends up going down. Luckily, Trippy has his back with the sniper. Renegade goes right back at him while all of this chaos is happening on the map. Faze desperately needing time. They only have 19 seconds worth of neutral clock to work with. In case you guys don't know, I haven't played Halo, it's really not that much.
There's one player that I'm looking at, 26 and 11 out of Lucid in this game. I mean, what a way to will your team forward, and they do it with 5 seconds left. OpTic Gaming, no one in position to get in the hill. They will take their first game of the series. Still a lot of work to do, but that's a convincing victory for OpTic.
You know, a lot of work seems like a bit of an understatement with what they have to do right now. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe OpTic Gaming are the ones coming out of the elimination bracket. Correct me if I'm wrong.
That is correct.
So not only are you down 1-2 in the series with Faze playing Capture the Flag Aquarius, a very good CTF Aquarius team, you have to beat them on one of their bread and butters. You have to send this into a game 5, then win that game 5, which Faze historically always beat OpTic in game 5, but then that's just to reset the bracket. You can't even become champions out of the elimination bracket, at least not without resetting the bracket first. I mean, a hill to climb seems like a bit of an understatement when you put it like that.
You are correct, but on the flip side, if Lucid is to play like he just played in that game, he can definitely do it. We'll see, though. OpTic Gaming looking much stronger, like I've repeated, than they were looking last week in the first HCS Open. And what a story, right? We've seen these two go at it for so very long. Faze literally built to take out the Titan in OpTic Gaming, and they did so at the last World Championship, but it's Season 3 now, and this story continues on, Tony. A story I will never get sick of reading.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm every chapter. It doesn't matter. Every chapter, every page. I'm not skipping a single sentence when watching these two go at it. Look at this ninja. Oh my! look at this. Hey, how does it? Oh, I'll see you later, buddy. God, that to me, if I was the one making the rules, that'd be good enough for one hill. It'd be tied up at that point. You get a ninja on the opponent in the grand finals, you get a hill.
What I'm looking for here is like you said, Tony. OpTic Gaming have a lot of work to do in this series alone, and not only that, but they have to win this series and then win another one. So I'm looking for Faze to slow down here, and that's probably what the delay is. There's got to be a little bit of a talk that is had, right? You know, we've got the advantage in this series. We got to just slow down and play our game, because in that last game, it didn't look like that was happening. It looked like OpTic were able to pick them apart one by one. You see right there, Royal 2's in a position trying to take that fight in a 1v1. Frosty then shortly after, it's just one by one. They were going down, isolated, caught out. But Aquarius CTF, we'll see if Faze can answer back here and this series, or if OpTic is going to bring us to a game number 5.
Well, before we get to a game 5, you got to get to game 4 first. And Deadzone and OpTic desperately needing a win here. Overshield over toward that bottom P side. And you notice OpTic immediately putting that as prioritization number 1. Attacking that overshield side of the map. But maybe prioritization needs to be maybe living needs to be prioritization number 1 right there, because they end up going forward down, and Faze, without any hesitation whatsoever, not only were able to snatch up that overshield, but also able to grab the first flag. And within 40 seconds worth of gameplay, we could see the first flag capped, or OpTic respond. 3 down, go Faze.
It's very important here that Snakebite stays alive. He's not going to be able to, though. That was an incredible stop by OpTic Gaming. They're going to get the return, but Faze now has to be worried about the counter cap that's about to happen. Trippy trying to get that kill. It's now a 2v2 situation. This flag's not going anywhere at this point. A great job by Faze to even out the odds.
An almost perfect strategy out of Faze right there to get that flag down, and with the quickness all the way towards your base. But OpTic simply never giving up, and now OpTic making sure this util and flag side is clear as Faze go 3 down once again. OpTic start the flag run.
Yeah, you see OpTic very efficient, Tony. They get that 3 dead immediately on the flag. Immediately the flag goes into their base. 2 are down for the side of OpTic. Faze are going to try and stop this, but Formal 2 quick. And oh my goodness, he turns on the Royal 2 as well. A beautiful kill by him. That kill will stall the counter cap and not allow it to happen.
I'll be honest with you, I thought they were just throwing that flag off to use it as bait, but no, they were fully committed, fully committed to putting that flag in and also winning the gunfight afterwards. What a play by OpTic Gaming, who just have gone 3 down right as Overshield is coming up. Faze down 0-1 so far in this game, but they have map control, they have control as Overshield, and they even have presence ready to go in for the flag if they get the kills.
Oh, that's the thing about Faze, right? They got the first overshield as well. We'll see if they're able to put this one to use. They do get 2 down, but 2 go down for Faze. So Frosty in a position where he can go for this flag cap, but I think the better play would be to go for these slays. That overshield is completely diminished to nothing. He gets it past the 50% portion, but a lot more slays have to happen, Tony.
Well placed grenades and damage out of OpTic Gaming to stop that Overshield player from getting any further, and Lucid quickly moves in for the return. Objective defense looking so good from OpTic Gaming. Faze playing near perfect for 2 flag runs, but still no caps on the board.
Look how slow Lucid's playing right here. This is exactly what he needs to do, right? He's going to wait for 2 dead. Unfortunately, one of his teammates goes down, so he has to come out and try to slay. He has to come out and try to trade out a kill. And Faze are playing this so well, doing a great job of playing their life, not really giving Lucid the angle, but they have to deal with him. He's in their base, and it's Renegade to do so. A beautiful kill by Renegade, a beautiful piv.
A play that's been in OpTic's playbook for so long, even APG's using it with native gaming. Get behind enemy lines, hide behind that pole, lure the enemy team to a false sense of security, and then make plays around it. Somehow doesn't work out for Lucid and the crew, and in fact OpTic Gaming end up going 3 down. Renegade relaying this flag throughout the bottom P side, not quite able to be grasped, especially as Trippy taking down one of the best shots in the game in Royal 2. Trippy trusting his teammates to play for the return. He wants to play forward and watch the back.
Yeah, the problem is FaZe Clan wasn't very disciplined there, so they're going to allow 2 of them to go down. This will open up another flagpole here for OpTic Gaming. FaZe playing a bit desperate here in this game number 4. They get 2 down once again. Does OpTic, so they'll have top control as a reward for it.
Lucid turns that top control into a thrust and uses it to win a gunfight against Snakebite. Can't exactly stay alive. That flag sits over toward the middle of the P side, and 3 members of FaZe are looking to clear it out, force their way in, get the return, but they're not done just yet. Renegade right after Lucid over toward the bottom shroom side. 2 more players to deal with that they should do damage, but never turn your back on your opponent. Renegade damage onto the former teammate. Deadzone ends up going down. This flag is going to be run, and now Renegade wants to find the angle. Formal's already made it to the courtyard.
Oh, with all 4 dead, the spawns will be forced on the fridge side, so this should be a cap for FaZe, which will make it a tie game. Trippy's in a position to put some damage in, but I don't think they'll stop this. FaZe are very slow to pull this flag, though. It's still not in their base. OpTic Gaming are pushing. They're going forward on this, Tony.
OpTic's defense has done a great job of keeping FaZe off of these flags, but they've seen 3 returns so far. Can we see a 4th one by OpTic Gaming? Apparently not. 3 down go OpTic. FaZe finally able to finish 1. We have a tied up game.
That got a little bit scary there. FaZe just took a long time to get that flag in. They'll finally put it in right now. 1-1 now is the score. This is game number 4. FaZe are up 2-1 in the series. Don't forget it. And with these couple of kills by Renegade, they can look for some map control. Renegade has to live, though.
Renegade able to stay alive. Turns the bottom car side into some top car control, but 2 of his teammates do end up hitting the black screen, and he's not able to trade out his life with Lucid. So now Formal has an opportunity to play that shield to the one-shot Lucid, but he ends up going down. Back-to-back kills favoring FaZe. Now looking to turn the defense into offense. FaZe have already cleared their base. Now they have their eyes set on Overshield.
Gotta clear Deadzone out of the fridge first. They end up getting him as well, so he's gonna be a staggered spawner. And now, numbers advantage on the side of FaZe. This is going to be their 4th overshield in this game. I'm not sure how they're able to get these kills on such a perfect timing, but it's really allowed them to get the overshield and pressure the map in such an incredible way. OpTic Gaming are not able to stop them with this OS.
When Overshield is in the hands of FaZe, they get aggressive. They're going to test OpTic's objective defense yet again here, as Frosty this time taking his time to pick apart the defenses of OpTic Gaming. Lucid the first one to fall. Formal next. 3 down go OpTic Gaming, make it 4. The flag is already being ran by Snakebite, who has perfect trust within his team to finish off the remaining members of OpTic Gaming. Lucid on the overextension, but even that's being watched. A 2-1 not only series, but game in favor of FaZe.
We're seeing a lot of desperation out of OpTic Gaming, and you have to see why, right? FaZe are up 2-1 in this series. This is do or die for OpTic.
5 minutes.
They're not able to get that flag return, and it's constantly FaZe on this aggressive push here. The OSs are the name of the game for me. They've got control of every single one. OpTic just not able to find the timing on the kills, not able to get that P1 control.
Less than 5 minutes in regulation here, and OpTic's defenses have been so good, but somehow FaZe have found a way to have a 2-1 not only series, but again game lead. And now Snakebite looking to put this just slightly out of reach here for OpTic as he moves in for the 3rd cap. Snakebite getting stopped just short. Over toward the shroom side, OpTic want to take space immediately. They're not happy with being toward the bottom mid. They want to push up. FaZe end up going 3 down, and OpTic are inching forward.
Yeah, great job, though, by OpTic Gaming to slow down and try to get the slays first. You see still FaZe are going to touch the flag. Very scrappy by the side of FaZe. But Renegade's in a position where he can get this flag touch. But it's Formal. The sneaky pull towards the front side of the base. That's going to delay things just a bit.
Another overshield finds the hands of Faze. OpTic, something needs to change for them. They cannot continue to lose overshield after overshield and expect to win this game, one that they desperately need to send us into a game 5. But now Frosty with the overshield turns it into a double kill. 3 down go OpTic Gaming. Faze once again have control.
We're not used to seeing this. The OpTic Gaming are one of the probably the best teams at making sure to control these power-ups. This is very unconventional. I just think it comes down to Faze's ability to get the slays on the perfect timing, make sure their pushes are synced up with the overshield coming up. 5 OSs in a row is just mental for the side of Faze, and obviously it's willed them forward in this game. 3-1 is their lead.
But Formal finds the kill onto Renegade, catches the angle on him over toward the mid side. Multiple members of Faze go down, so once again, OpTic are gonna push forward, but nobody accounting for Snakebite. Snakebite with the pull, taking the attentions from OpTic Gaming away from the offense, but now realizing that they have to turn around and slay out once again. Their flag is being pulled. Now we have a bit of a stalemate. Faze still moving forward. Lucid not able to get away with the heat wave, and Formal winning his 1v1 against World 2. Flag still moving. 2 down for Faze. OpTic once again winning the Slays battle. Can they get the return?
This return is important for OpTic Gaming here. Unfortunately, they're not able to get it. Renegade's gonna get another touch. A lot of resources spent, though, to get that flag touch. Is it going to be enough? It's nades from Snakebite that push it forward. He has to get the kill on a Deadzone. He does. He gets the touch as well. Goes for a melee. Maximum damage there on a Snakebite. It's gonna be a little bit of a stalemate, though, I believe. Trippy's not in a position to get this kill. Stalemate will ensue, but a stalemate's not what you want when that timer's going down. 2 minutes left in the game.
Face and then bodies after bodies to make sure that they're able to relay that flag back towards their base, but the return is in. 4-1 lead here for Faze. OpTic really find himself in a pickle. 1-4 deficit. Less than 2 minutes on the clock, going against one of the best flag Aquarius teams in the entire league. How will OpTic respond?
I mean, how do you respond, right? Look at Frosty at the top left of your screen. 30, 17, and 13. A massive game out of him. Renegade close behind with 25 and 13. I mean, these guys on Faze are doing a little bit of what they did at the World Championship last year. They're just slaying. They're not missing at all. And a 4-1 lead is a test to that, right? They're doing a great job of getting these kills onto OpTic, finding opportunities, finding angles. Faze are picking OpTic apart.
And at this point, Faze can really be on full defensive right now. I mean, you have a minute to try to pull multiple flags for OpTic Gaming and get it across the map. If Faze defenses are locked in, there's no way that OpTic are going to be able to do it. In fact, OpTic have just gone 3 down, so now 10 seconds off of respawn, and I don't even know if this is mathematically possible.
Unless you have jetpacks and Halo, Tony. That's something I don't know about. Or maybe some grapples on the side of Aquarius. Yeah, no, this is definitely not possible. And honestly, I gotta say, OpTic have looked much better with Deadzone. I think that they're improving, but there's just so much more work to be done, right? They just started scrims. I think, you know, this team, obviously in Faze, hasn't changed. They won the World Championship. They're a World Champion class team. It's obviously showcased here. OpTic just have to do a little bit of work to put this puzzle together and make sure that that chemistry is ready for the first event in Arlington.
And the crazy thing to me is that, you know, Faze have gotten better at it. And I know people probably at home saying, like, how to get better than Season 2, especially after that World Championship. To me, Faze have gotten more efficient. Look at what they did on this map, time and time again. Going immediately after that overshield. And the moment they had overshield, they are in the base at the same time. 3 or if not 4 members already attacking OpTic, and the multitasking literally just looked perfect. They have somehow gotten more efficient, whether you count that capture the flag in Aquarius or even go into that recharge from strongholds. What was their only weakness in their gameplay? Objective efficiency, and Faze have maybe filled that hole just a bit.
Slay efficiency as well. I mean, Frosty 33 and 17, absolutely insane out of him. Renegade 28 and 16. I mean, this is what we saw in the World Championship when this exact match went down on LAN. Obviously, LAN, a very different environment, but we're seeing the same story. It's 2 players from Faze absolutely popping off, going nuts, getting the slays necessary, and yeah, those OSs really confused me, right? OpTic are very good at getting overshields. They're very good at being on top of their P's and Q's, but this time they just weren't.
Take a look at the stats here. Frosty with the 33 kills, 18 assists, 22.0 KDA. Renegade 28 kills, 12 assists himself, right up there with them. The accuracy out of this world, almost 70% out of Frosty right there. And then you look at that damage. 2 players in the 7K club. In fact, 2 players almost in the 8K club. But Frosty gonna just be steps above 8,600 damage. That is just unreal.